Going on, guys? It's Andrew. How you doing?
And welcome to another episode of Media Talk with Miller and Smith. Tonight we have actually three topics to get to, so let's actually get to sports because we have spring training for baseball fans. Smith, take it away.
Yes, that is correct. Pitchers and catchers and all position players have reported this week. Actually, they started on Monday, which I'm very excited about. Um, and spring training games actually start on Saturday, which I am very, very excited about. Unfortunately, I'll be at work, so I won't be able to watch it that day. But um, I'm very excited that spring training has started and baseball season is almost here for all of you Met fans, Yankee fans, baseball fans out there who have just been waiting for baseball to start. Um, no Mets news as of now. Nothing that I've heard. Just everyone reported and everything. Just a little Yankees news that happened about couple days ago, maybe last week. Was that one of the Yankees starting pitchers will not be ready for the season. He just has surgery today. Um, the pitcher I'm talking about is Frankie Montas. He's their fifth starter that they acquired last year from the trade deadline. So he will not be in the starting rotation for a while. They said it would take him about 12 weeks or so for him to start throwing again. So that's a big blow for the Yankees for their starting rotation. They were hoping that, you know, he could be a big asset for them this season. But unfortunately, the injury bug has caught them way too early. So they have to figure out who's going to be in the starting rotation, what they're going to do with the pitchers. So hopefully he gets better soon. Hopefully he starts pitching this season. But yeah, that's a little Yankees news. Not great news, but we'll see what happens as spring training comes along. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well,
Um,
hopefully they actually, plan this very quickly, just to make sure that every position is covered, and also, um, I'm confident that they will. I'm very confident.
yeah, I mean, they knew. I think I read an article that they knew at the deadline that he had a shoulder issue. I guess I guess it wasn't all that serious when they got him. So I guess now it caught up with him this season, and he had to have surgery. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, not great news for the Yankees and Montas, but I mean they figure it out. So luckily it's before the season started and not during the season. So they'll go into spring training with a lot of arms that they have. Um, and they'll just go from there and see what they can do in spring training. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So hopefully hopefully they'll figure it out and get baseball started and the season started. Hopefully World Series is in the cards this season, but we'll see. It's way too early for predictions. So
Yeah, we can't even think about that. Let's just get through the start of the season, then see where we are in the middle. Like,
yeah,
when we start predicting.
let's get through spring training first, spring training games, and then we'll see what's going on. So
Yeah.
that's a little bit of baseball news for you. Hopefully, I'll have more as the spring training progresses and as the season starts. So stay tuned on that.
Yeah. Before we get to the main topic for tonight, just a little continuing development in the DC studio situation.
Oh
Is
boy.
situation.
Oh boy.
Apparently, James Gunn had tweeted that he was actually hired to write Superman Legacy. His one of his projects. He was hired to write Superman Legacy 6 months before Black Adam premiered. What does that mean? That means Warner Brothers Discovery had already decided that Henry Cavill would not be returning as the Man of Steel for this new Superman movie. They had
So
already known that.
so here's my question. Why if they were you know, if they were telling James Gunn to write Superman Legacy 6 months before Black Adam released, why have Henry Cavill come back at all?
That's just it. I have no idea. That it was poor management on their part. You know, they handled the situation poorly. I mean, you get the man's hopes up, to premiere in this, back in the suit again. You get him all excited to be at the end of Black Adam. We also have to remember Black Adam was obviously in production before any of these decisions were finalized.
Right.
But still, Warner Brothers already knew what was going to happen. They already knew that. And the fact that this last cameo for Black Adam was kind of like a nephew to the fans. Not to mention that poor Henry, because he was clearly excited to be part of be Superman again.
Yeah. And it came also as a shock also that Henry Cavill himself knew that he wasn't coming back. Or they told him I don't even know if he knew that James Gunn.
They had a meeting. Henry, James, and Peter had a meeting.
So
Uh,
so he knew that he was writing Superman Legacy and probably wasn't going to come back.
yeah, probably like after Black Adam had premiered. I can't swear to that,
Hmm.
but still, it's a sucker punch, because this is a role that you really wanted, and he left another role from The Witcher, if you
Hmm.
remember this,
Right.
with the hope of actually being Superman again. So he was robbed of two roles.
But I think he said though that he didn't leave The Witcher because of Superman. That correct?
That was correct, but I think, yeah, secretly, I think he did.
Okay.
He's not. He won't admit that. He won't admit that. That's what
Right.
I.
No. No, they won't admit that, but um I mean, from what I've heard, like a lot of fans loved Henry Cavill in The Witcher,
Mm,
and I guess was upset when he left. And then, fans were also happy when he came back as Superman, but now he can't go back to either role. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's a little, I don't know. I
like I
don't know how
said,
to describe it.
it's a big fu to the fans. That's what happens. You and
Pretty much.
because of James's tweet about this cell situation, which he should never have posted, by the way.
Right.
The hashtag Fire James Gunn and Peter Soren is actually the fourth trending, hashtag. The fifth one is sells Snyderverse to Netflix.
What's number one?
I
I
don't know what number one is, but
don't know. Yeah, we have to look that we may have to look that one up.
the fact that these two are still, on the list. I knew that selling Snyderverse to Netflix was still on the training list, but the fact that they add Peter Soren's name to Fire James Gunn hashtag is quite damning. And in the top five of the trending hashtags, again, still damning. It just goes to show that the fans are really pissed off at these two men.
I mean, I would be too. I mean, like I said, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, they're like excited that they're taking over and doing this whole DC universe thing, but also pissed that what they did to Henry Cavill. So there's really no win-win situation for them here.
They
For
figured,
John Peter.
I predict that they figured since the Flash is pretty much rebooting, the whole universe and creating a new one, they're like, oh, the fans will accept it, because we're just restarting it over. And then the fans are just like, yeah, we'll probably still watch what you guys are, gonna be releasing, but we're still pissed as hell because Henry did not get the proper ending that his Superman deserved.
Yeah.
It was like the Brendan Rath Superman. When Superman Returns didn't make enough money, in the box office.
Hmm.
Sequel was canceled. He didn't get a proper ending until Crisis on Infinite Earths. Are we gonna have a situation like that with Harry Cavill down the line with the whole DC universe? We don't know.
Brandon Routh wasn't a bad Superman either. He was good.
Yes, and Crisis on Infinite Earths proves that
Yeah.
was the writing.
Hmm.
They pretty much stole from Superman the movie, and everyone knew it.
Always the writing.
What can you do? Anyway, do you guys honestly think that James Gunn and Peter Safran should be fired? Do you stand by their, decision to, write Superman Legacy and pretty much show Henry Cavill the door, politely, of course? Or do you think Henry still had more to say about Superman, or at least his version of Superman? Let us know your thoughts.
For me, I think Henry still would have had plenty in the tank to do. I mean, I still think they shouldn't have ended his story. But I mean, that's just me. But he did a really good Superman. I mean, he did Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and Justice League. Um, so I mean, I think he probably could have done more movies, and I'm sure a lot of people would have wanted to see him in more movies. I don't think his story was far from over. But what about
Unfortunately,
you?
unfortunately, this is a phrase that I have said more than once to Smith here. It is what it is.
It's the only phrase you know. People,
No,
that's the
no,
only
no,
phrase. That's
no,
the only phrase he knows.
no, no,
He
no.
says
That's
that
not
to
the
me.
only phrase. That's not the only phrase. I'm like, no, there's another phrase. What the hell?
Yeah, there you go.
Or get your stuff together, man.
Yeah, exactly. So
Seriously, seriously, James Gunn, get your stuff together, man.
seriously,
Stop tweeting these things. All right. If you don't want this type of heat on you, don't feed the fire, man. Just don't.
yeah. So let us know your opinions. Should James Gunn and Peter Safran be fired? Do you think Henry Cavill could have done more movies? Anything on that? Just put in the comment section, and any answer you can give us or any comment you can give us, will we greatly appreciate it.
Mhm. Anyway, on to my topic. We're going to talk about Ant-Man the Wasp, Quantumania. I have to tell you, the critics really dropped the ball on this one.
It's the second worst Marvel movie.
Yeah, the first is Internals,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yep.
I don't know why that's in that category. I don't know why.
I don't even know why they gave it a 48% rating.
Rotten
I
Tomatoes
mean,
is the devil.
it was a pretty good movie. I mean, I don't know what everyone was talking about.
This is the problem with critics. These are popcorn movies. They're supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to answer every single, question, about the universe or, just or because the problem with critics is they're looking for these great performances in hardcore dramas so they can
Exactly.
analyze everything.
Exactly.
With these popcorn movies, you don't need to analyze, just enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. So a little bit about this movie. We won't give too much away for people who haven't seen it yet. Don't worry, no spoilers
Yeah.
yet. Um, pretty much, um, Janet and Cassie and Scott and Hope and Hank all get sucked into the quantum realm. Um, and they encounter Kang, who it's not really his first MCU appearance, but it's his first MCU Marvel movie appearance. Um, and they have to pretty much go up against him. I won't give too much away, but um, from what I've seen, he's I thought he was actually pretty good. Um, he was, I mean, not as terrifying as Thanos. I mean, I know they're two different villains, but um, I guess towards the end of the movie, he started being more terrifying, started being more villainous, I should say.
Yeah. And the ironic thing is, Janet knows the threat.
Hmm. Yeah, after
Not
her
like
being stuck in the quantum realm.
yeah,
Hmm.
after being stuck in the quantum realm for 30 plus years. So she knows the dangers, but she also goes into this saying how much the quantum realm has actually changed,
Hmm.
and not for the better, all because
Now
of
let
Kang.
me now let me ask you this: was any was any like any of these parts in the movies in the comics, or did they just totally make all this up?
Well, they're obviously they're different variants of Kang, and the Conqueror is probably one of the most dangerous ones,
Right,
or dead dangerous ones down the line, which we'll see obviously in later in the series.
right.
Um, I don't recall, and I'm pretty sure they have done this. I don't recall them going down to the quantum realm, exploring it. But
Hmm.
I started seeing some familiar things, obviously, from the earlier comics. So it's
Hmm.
probably possible that they did go in the quantum realm in the
Right.
past. I'm sure they have, but yeah. What I found interesting though was just the scale of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's a microscopic universe, you're like, wow, it's big, it's huge, and of course, seeing all the other characters that have been living in this universe just frightened of him. Just shows, God forbid, if he actually gets into our universe.
I hope not. But I mean, everyone will know when they see this movie. But all I'll say is that Kang goes to extreme measures to get out of the quantum realm.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all I'll say about it.
yeah, and he turns to Scott, pretty much forcing him to help.
Hmm. Yeah.
As you guys know, the trailer that he is Cassie, Scott's daughter, so he's got no choice.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, you kind of have to do anything for your family. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah. What's interesting about this particular Ant Man from the other ones is that Scott is pretty much, has it all really. After 5 years, um, he helped save the world.
hmm.
He has this loving relationship with Hope. He's trying to make up for the lost time with his daughter, who's pretty much been on her own for 5 years and has lived a completely different life. And she even calls him out saying that you're not helping anymore. You know, yeah, she's sort of daring him to take more of an active role in the injustice of the world because he's an Avenger.
Hmm.
But he's just trying to make up for lost time. But she doesn't quite really accept that. Up until a point where in the movie where she's like, okay, I know exactly what he's talking about now, because she sees the threats for the very first time. She's
Right.
experiencing this superhero world, which, by the way, she's got a kick ass suit and she can kick ass. I am very proud of her.
Yeah. This the suit that she wore was really I mean, as you said, badass. But I mean, overall, I thought this movie was well done. Um, I mean, I don't know what more I can say about it. It was just a well done movie, and I don't know. You really have to see the movie to judge your own opinions on it.
Yeah,
I
it
should say.
had, it had a Star Wars feel to it, if you think about it.
I was thinking the same thing too, because when some of the places that they were in the quantum realm kind of felt like Star Wars, and then the kind of outfits that they were wearing too kind of reminded me of Star Wars.
Yeah,
So it's a little Star Wars esque stuff in that movie. So
yeah. I was impressed with it. Everyone was on the edge of their seat at the time, just watching the movie because some crazy stuff happens and you're thinking, "Oh my god, are they gonna kill Scott off? Can we not do that?" But I'm not gonna say what happens at the end, but it's pretty spectacular. And if you haven't seen it, go and see it because it's gonna be great. And let us know if you've seen it in 3D because I'm very curious to know if it was shot in 3D. Probably wasn't, but it looked like some stuff could pop out of there. So please let us know if it was shot in 3D, please, or in 3D.
if it was shot in 3D, then we should definitely go and see it. And because the stuff in the quantum realm looked like, as you said, stuff could pop up out at you.
Yeah,
So that would be pretty cool to see if it actually does come out in 3D.
I will say this though, there are two end credit scenes. I'm not gonna say what happens to them because well, it's gonna be very daring, but it does lead in some crazy stuff that's gonna happen down the line. So you might want to not get up off the seat at the credits. So just stay in the seat for a bit.
Yes. So um, when you see Ant-Man in the next video or in this video, if you want to comment on what you thought of the movie. Um, if not, you can comment on our next episode when we air it again. But when we well, I'm sorry, not again, but when we air it. Um, but yeah, just let us know what you thought of the movie. And we'll probably go into a discussion about it. Read off some of the comments and give a little discussion on it.
Yeah,
Whether you were spot on, whether all of that. So just leave it in the comments and we'll go over it.
yeah. So the next big film that's gonna be happening, and you haven't seen this series, Smith, yet, which is in March, and that's John Wick 4.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm starting to get into the movies now. So hopefully I should be able to see it by the time it comes out. So
Yeah, and the next big movie after that in May is, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
that we will go into full detail on because I'm sure there's gonna be a that's their I mean that is their last movie. So we'll go into full detail on that of what happened. Well, not what happened, but what we thought of the movie and I don't know. I mean, it's like we said in the last video, it's hard to see it end, but
Yep. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see more publicity about it, especially the teaser trailers and all that. Probably another trailer, maybe not.
mhm.
But I think from the first two trailers that we did see, we're like, okay, now it's really going to happen. Yeah. So there's that. And another ironic thing that somebody pointed out to me was interesting. In 1989, you had Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and Batman in the theaters at the same time. Now, here we are, 30 plus years later, 2023. We have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and we have Michael Keaton's Batman again in The Flash. It's almost as if we were actually back in 1989 all over again.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see go into toy stores and you're like, the Keaton Batmobile, Indiana Jones. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. The merchandise alone is just mind boggling. But who never thought in our lifetime we would get to see two iconic actors coming back to these iconic roles one last time?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, again, I'm not complaining, and I'm really happy to see it again. Well, them in their roles, I should say. But I'm I'm just gonna enjoy the movie and just take it all in, you know, a minute by minute. So
Absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
just the only thing after this, will Ezra Miller come back as the Flash? So that's the only thing you have to say.
We don't know. I'm told they're getting help.
Hmm.
I'm glad they are because they really need it. We'll
Hmm.
see what happens. But I have to say, despite the fact that they had been controversial, they were pretty good Flash.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Much better in the the Snyder cut of Justice League than they were in the theatrical cut because I found that version of Barry just annoying.
Yeah.
With the Snyder cut, more mellow, going with the flow, suggesting ideas, really being part of the core group, which would have been so much better if we actually saw the damn cut in the theaters. Come on. Uh,
Yeah, no.
I can't go over this over again because I'm just going to get mad and mad. So I'm not going to do it.
Just
Okay.
just 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 look forward to the good things that's gonna happen in this movie. So
Yeah.
one more thing before we end our episode tonight. I just want to bring up one more thing that one of my favorite actors is now starring in a new television show called The Rabbit Hole, and that's going to be with Kiefer Sutherland. Um, as most of you know, Kiefer is most known for his role as Jack Bauer in 24. Um, and personally, when I saw this trailer, I thought it'd be pretty, it's pretty interesting. It's a little freaky at some points, but I'm gonna try an episode because Kiefer Sutherland is like one of my favorite actors out there. So Kiefer, if you're listening, you know it's out there. You're one of my favorite actors. So, but I just wish they would just make another 24.
I
I'm
know.
throwing that out there.
I know. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, this could have easily been 24.
Yes, it
But
could have.
well, what can I tell you, dude? What can I tell you?
What do you think of the trailer?
I enjoyed it. It was sort of going on familiar territory, but not really because he's playing a
Hmm.
different character, obviously. But
Right.
it looks like a good series. I think it's gonna be good for him. He's gonna keep him away from 24 for a little bit longer.
Knock on wood. But
But
um,
I think it's pretty good so far.
yeah, I agree. But still crossing my fingers that they make one more season in 24. He comes back. He wants to come back before he's too old and before he can't run anymore. So, um, so yeah, here's the hoping they make another 24.
Yeah, is he in his 60s now?
No, I think he's 56, I think.
Hmm. Well, I think he can at least do one more.
I'm pretty sure. Hang on one sec. I'm pretty sure he's 56. Yeah, he's 56 years old.
All right, I think he's
Oh.
got one more in him.
Yeah, I think they should do one more just to close out his character and then leave it out there. Then leave it in the past.
Yeah.
So
So
if
you
all
try.
of you, yeah, if all you 24 producers and Kiefer, just put another season out there.
Yeah.
One more season of Jack Bauer.
Yeah, just one more. One last thing before we end. I had actually rewatched the season premiere of Star Trek Picard, and I noticed a few things. They had some of the little themes from the film scores.
Hmm.
In particular, the end credits, they had, played the theme from First Contact.
Right.
And the episode was actually a tribute to one of the actresses that actually passed away a couple weeks ago. Her, Smith. She was in 24. She played
Hmm.
Ryan Walker. She was
Hmm.
actually the Borg Queen in season 2 of Picard. So the episode is was a tribute to her, and it was very nice.
Yeah. She was in she was in another show that I'm watching right now, which is called The Rookie with Nathan Fillion. Um, she played a serial killer who she played really well, by the way. Um, so she was a great actress. She played a lot of great roles.
Yeah,
Um, her last, I believe, was the one in The Last of Us. She played Tess.
yeah.
If you haven't played The Last of Us, she was in that. Um, so yeah, I mean, she was great as Renee. She was great as the one in The Rookie, and I'm sure she was great in Picard as well.
She was just fantastic as the board queen. It was just,
Yeah,
rest in peace, Annie. We'll definitely miss you.
yes, she will be forever missed. She was, I saw that she was diagnosed with cancer,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure if she told anyone about, um, but yes, she will be missed. And she will be in our hearts and prayers. So
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to be it for us tonight on this episode. Once again, I'm Ian Miller,
I'm Andrew Smith.
and this has been Media Talk with Miller and Smith. Have a night, folks.
Good night, guys. Hit the subscribe button.
Yes. Subscribe and like.
If you'd like to follow us on YouTube, just hit that like button and subscribe.